Today we're going to start the beginning step of our cultural heritage avatar, and like my video explained, you're going to figure out what sort of cultural heritage your family comes from, and you're going to identify different characteristics that you can add to your cultural heritage avatar. But first, what we're going to do is just concentrate on drawing the main shapes of our body, okay? And the reason why we're doing this is so that our body is the correct proportion. Proportion in art means the comparative size and location of one part in relation to the other parts and the whole thing. So we're going to use some techniques to draw simple shapes and lines to draw our bodies in the correct proportion. In order to do the correct proportion, again, we're going to just use simple shapes and lines to create the different parts of our body. In order to do this lesson, what you are going to need is a blank piece of paper and a sharp pencil with an eraser, and that's it. Because just for today, we're just going to draw the body and our face and hairstyle. We're going to save all the other characteristics and the traditional dress and everything else that we're adding to our cultural avatar next week. So what you want to do is, the first step is you're going to lay your piece of paper down in portrait orientation, meaning tall and skinny. Then you're going to put your pincers on either side. You are going to fold that piece of paper in half from side to side. Give it a nice crease. You should have a long and tall skinny rectangle. Then you're going to open your piece of paper back up. You should see a vertical line fold right down the center of your page. The next step you're going to do is take your pincher at the top of the page and at the bottom of the page. Bring your top pincher down to your bottom pincher and fold your piece of paper in half from top to bottom. Once you open it back up, you should see that we have now a horizontal fold that cuts your piece of paper in half from top to bottom. So we're going to use this plus sign folds to know where we're going to put all the different sort of parts of our avatar's body. The first thing that we're going to draw is the circle for our avatar's head. Now, either if you want to just hand draw the circle, you can hand draw the circle, or if you have some sort of smaller circle tracer, maybe the bottom of a cup, you can use the circle tracer to draw out your avatar's head. I'm going to use the bottom of a cup as a circle tracer just so you can see what I mean. Now what you want to do is you can first put your finger at the top of the page, right at the edge of the page, right on that center fold. Then what you can do is take your pencil underneath your finger, just make a little mark right there. That's going to be the amount of space that you want to keep from the edge of your page to the top of your avatar's head. Okay, then what you want to do is either you can hand draw a circle about 3 or actually 4 fingers down, and if you want to measure it, you can put your fingers down along that fold and make a little line, or if you have and complete your circle by making that curved line going out and around, or if you have a circle tracer and would rather use a circle tracer, you can lay down your circle tracer right underneath that mark that we made, lining it up, and then taking your pencil and going around your circle tracer. Again, it doesn't really matter if you hand draw it or you trace it, as long as you have a circle or oval that is halfway on your page, right at the top. So another thing that you want to consider is making sure that that circle does look like one half of it is on one side of your page, the other half of it is on the other side of your page. If it looks pretty good to you, again, it could be a little off, doesn't really matter. If it looks pretty good to you, the next thing that we're going to do is draw our neck. And you can draw a small vertical line below that circle, a little distance away from that center fold on one side, and the same distance on the other side of that center fold on the other bottom part of your circle. That's going to be your avatar's neck. Then what we're going to do is we're going to draw a rectangle for our avatar's body. Now, what you can do first is take your pencil and a little bit wider, just a little bit wider than your avatar's circle for your head. What you're going to do is you're going to take your pencil and you're going to draw a horizontal line below that the lines for your neck, going across, being slightly wider than your avatar's circle head. So again, you're going to draw that horizontal line starting a little bit wider than your avatar's head, going across and stopping where, again, it gets a little bit wider than your avatar's head. That's the shoulder area of our avatar. Then what you're going to do is right at the edge of where we began that horizontal line, you're just going to draw a vertical line down, stopping at the center fold. Do the same thing on the other side. At this end of the horizontal line, draw a vertical line down, stopping at that center fold. Then for the waist of our avatar, you can just draw that horizontal line connecting those two lines along the fold to create the rectangle shape for our avatar's body. Then what you can do, we're going to start doing the legs of our avatar. Right at the bottom of the page, take your finger, go down, whoop, from this vertical line all the way down to the bottom edge of your page, lining your finger up at the edge bottom of your page. You're going to take your pencil and just make a mark above your finger on the other side. That's the amount of space that we're going to leave for our avatar's foot. So you can take your pencil right at the side of your avatar's hip, where the waist is. You're going to take your pencil and again, just draw a straight vertical line down, but then stopping at that mark that we made where we're going to put our avatar's foot. You can do the same thing on the other side. So look to see where your foot's going to be. Put your finger at the bottom edge of the paper. Take your pencil, make a little mark to leave enough space for your foot. Then take your pencil at the avatar's hip. Draw a vertical line down, stopping where that line is for where we're going to put our foot. Awesome. Then from your avatar's center, where the waist is, we're going to just measure 1, 2, 3 fingers down along that fold. Make a little mark on that fold, 3 fingers down, 1, 2, 3. From that, what we're going to do is we're going to draw the other edge of our legs. However, we want to know how thick we're going to make our legs. So at the bottom of your avatar's legs, see how thick you want your ankles to be, leaving a little space in between your 2 ankle lines so that the fold of your paper is showing. Okay, then what we're going to do is from that mark that we made, we're just going to draw a diagonal line down, hitting the bottom of our ankle line, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Diagonal line down, hitting the ankle line of our avatar's ankle. Then for the feet, we're just going to take that line and we're going to extend it down to the bottom of our page. Same thing with the other side. Take that line, extend it to the bottom of our page. For the other side of our foot, all you're going to do is along that ankle line, you're just going to curve it out, down, and around. Same with the other side. Out, down, and around, hitting the bottom of the page. Okay, now we have our avatar's head, neck, body, legs. It's time to do the arms. What you want to do is you just want to figure out where you want your hands to be of your avatar. And your avatar is going to have your hands slightly outward. So again, you can take your finger and just slightly outward from the hip line on that center fold. See where you want your hands to be on one side. You're going to take your pencil and just draw a small circle where you want your hands to be below that center fold. with a little space in between your avatar's body. All right, same thing on the other side, almost about halfway between the edge of the page and your avatar's body. We're going to take our pencil, draw another small circle around the same size as that one for our other hand. Okay, next step, we're going to draw the arms. So at that tip of our rectangle on one side, the top tip of our rectangle, we're going to take our pencil and we're going to draw a diagonal line from that top tip over until it hits this left-hand side of our hand circle. Then what you're going to do is just a little bit further down, maybe about 2 fingers down from the top tip, right here where the armpit would be, we're going to draw a diagonal out from that area to the other right-hand side of our circle. That's one arm. We're going to do the same thing with the other side. So top tip of our shoulder, diagonal line out to the right-hand side of our circle. Then about 2 fingers down where the armpit area is, we're going to draw that horizontal or that diagonal line from the body hitting this hand. Awesome. All right, now we have the main shapes of our body. It's now time to start putting in our facial features. Now, in order to know where our facial features are going, we're going to draw a plus sign very lightly in pencil on our avatar's head. So look for that middle half of your head. Maybe it's where the fold is, cutting your avatar's head in half. Very lightly draw a vertical line along that fold or wherever the halfway mark is along your avatar's head. Okay, so you should have 2 halves of your avatar's head divided by that vertical line. Then look for the halfway mark, about the halfway mark between the top of the head and the bottom of the head. Find the halfway mark on that vertical line, make a little mark. What you're going to do is then you're going to draw very lightly a horizontal line that cuts your avatar's head in half from top to bottom. You should have 1, 2, 3, 4 equal slices of a pie on your avatar's head. We're going to use these lines to draw our different facial features. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to first draw the eyes on our avatar's head, and whether we know it or not, our eyes are in the center line of our head because on our heads, we have some room for our forehead and we have some room for where the top of our hair is. So what we're going to do is I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see very well. What we're going to do is we're going to draw our avatar's eyes along that center line that cuts our avatar's head in half. So in order to do these types of eyes, find the halfway point, okay, the halfway point along this horizontal line from the center fold to the edge of the head. Right above that center of that horizontal line, we're just going to draw a large rainbow curve above it. Just like that. Then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Find the halfway point on this horizontal line slightly above, on the same plane as this one. We're going to draw the same sized slight rainbow curve arch. That's the top of our avatar's eyes. Then below that horizontal line in the center, we're going to draw a narrower, smaller upside down rainbow curve or smile curve underneath. Okay, we're going to do the same thing for this one. Find that center, go down a little bit, a smaller, narrower upside down rainbow curve or smile curve. Awesome. Then on one side of our eye, we're going to just draw a line from that arch, that top arch to the side of our bottom arch. You can do the same to both. And we're going to do the same thing to the other side. From the arch down to the bottom one. Then we're just going to draw a large circle hitting the top of the arch, going down, hitting the bottom of the arch, and coming back up. Same with this. You can even just do a curved line out, hitting that bottom, coming back around and hitting the top. Those are the pupils of our avatar's eyes. Then at the upper left-hand corner, we're going to draw a big circle at the top of that, that pupil. And then we can do it to both of them, that bigger circle, diagonally across. And below, at the bottom right-hand corner of our circle in our eye, we're going to draw a smaller reflection dot. Look at those nice anime eyes. Awesome. All right, so now we're going to do our avatar's nose. From that center fold, or that's where the plus sign intersects, we're going to find the halfway mark between this middle part of our plus sign and the bottom of our avatar's head. So this looks like it's about halfway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the nose by just making a tiny small smile curve, like an upside down rainbow curve. Then below that, about halfway between the chin and the nose, I'm going to draw a wider smile curve, having the same length on either half. And then below that, what I'm going to do, from the corner of one, the one end of my smile curve, I'm going to dip down, curve down around, and then have it come back up to the other side, creating an open smile. Then to make the teeth, from that top curved line, I'm just going to have a little space and then draw a parallel curved line underneath for the teeth. Awesome. Now that I have my avatar's head and the facial features, I'm going to take my eraser and I'm going to erase all that plus sign that I made in my avatar's head, leaving all of the lines of my facial features still there, not erasing those. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to draw the ears of our avatar, and our ears are at the same level, same line and plane as our eyes. So right at the bottom of your eye, just find where that is, go directly across to the side of your head that's in the same area at the bottom of your eye, and then draw a diagonal curved line up like that. That's the bottom of your one ear. Do the same thing to the other side. Bottom of the eye, find the other, the end of your head, and then draw that curved line diagonally going up for the bottom of your ears. Okay, now that we have all of our avatar's body, facial features, even our ears, it's time to start the head or the hair. Now, your hairstyle might be different depending on how long or short your hair is, okay? However, you're gonna have to look in the mirror to see what type of hairstyle and hair texture you have, because everyone's is different. I'm just gonna show you the technique of drawing a long and short haircut and different textures. So for a shorter haircut, what you can do is, and I'll zoom in again a little bit, what you can do is right above your eyes, right above where your head starts, if you have hair that is short and just goes from the back of your head in front of your face, you can start from that ear, the top of your ear line, and you can just do a curved diagonal line in and up, then back out, in and up, back out, kind of like a curved zigzag line you're gonna draw across your head over your eyes, ending where your other ear is, right there. Then what you can do, above that one, at the top of your ear, right where your ear ended, we're just gonna draw a nice curved line going above that circle that we made for our head. Once it gets to that middle fold, maybe you want to dip down a little bit, make a little curve, and then dip back up, and then continue your line to the other side above your ear. Once you have that, you can erase the top of that circle line that we made for our head. And you can add different sort of lines that show the texture of the strands of your hair. If you have longer haircut, and you have bangs, you can leave that zigzag line as your bangs, But then right where that line is, right where the top of your head is, where it meets your ears, you're just going to extend that line down. If you have straight hair, it's vertical line. And if you have straight hair, you can add different vertical line strands going all the way to where your avatar's neck is. Okay. If you have wavy hair, remember, instead of a straight line, you can use a wavy line to do wavy line textures of your hair. It depends on what your texture of your hair is. If your hair is so long that it extends down below your shoulders to your back, in the armpit area, in that negative space where the armpit area is, you can extend those lines down, even make a zigzag line for the end of your hair, or if you have wavy hair, a wavy hair line to show where your hair ends up. Okay, that's if you have very long hair. Now, if you have shoulder length hair, of course, it's gonna end a little bit above your shoulders. Now, if you don't have bangs, instead of doing that zigzag line across, what you can do instead is just do a curved line swoop starting from the top center of your hair, swooping down above your ears, okay? That's if you have kind of like a straight hair middle part. If you have curly hair that's much tighter curls, instead of doing wavy lines or straight vertical lines, you're gonna just do spiral lines to show your tightly curly hair, okay? Just like that. And again, you're gonna have to look in the mirror to see what your different hair texture or style is, but those are just some techniques to make those different sort of hairstyles and hair textures. All right, friends, well, I hope that you had fun drawing your avatar's body. Again, we're going to continue next week by adding the different sort of characteristics of the mythological character from your heritage, as well as the traditional dress and any food or tools that is part of your cultural heritage. Well, I hope you had fun with this lesson, and I can't wait to see yours.